What's up, everybody? Chase McNutt, Tatum Moppin joining you for episode 2 of the Quarterback to Center Exchange. It is currently Wednesday, October 15th, and man, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We way more prepared, I'd say, here for episode technically number 3 for us, but number 2 for everybody else. Man, I'm excited. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Obviously, you have the first thing we're going to talk about here, but I'll just go ahead and throw it over to you if there's anything you want to talk about, podcast wise before we get into like the game stuff.
Yeah, so it feels good. We kind of officially launched the Fieldhouse Network, Chase and I. Making posts here and there. We're on TikTok. Kobe's been making TikToks for it. Is great. He's got his little betting thing going. I got my little G5 thing going. It's real fun. Episode 3, technically, right? Like you said, episode 2 for them. I'm excited for it. We're going to get into some fun stuff. We're going to start with some OU Texas, and then we're going to get into some really fun things after that. Yeah, so first we'll start with Texas. We got Kentucky this weekend. They are 2-3, but have lost 3 conference games. We're playing in Lexington. However, an injury report just came out, and we're definitely missing some power up front. Starting center is down for sure, Cole Hudson, and then a backup kind of interior tackle, Connor Stroh, is going to be he's questionable. I don't think he's going to play. And then what really hurts us a lot is C.J. Baxter, doubtful again. I feel so sorry for the kid because he's had nothing but injury issues since he showed up on the 40 acres, unfortunately. But he's so good. But nonetheless, there's some others out, some players, some not. Moving over, I definitely think it's going to be a little weird with those guys out up front. Kentucky's not great. Let's just put it that way. They're not great
No, they're not.
at all. Texas is favored by 12.5 points. I personally think they'll win by 4 touchdowns, 28.5, like minimum. There's some little stats about Kentucky. They've ran the ball 187 times and only thrown the ball 138. They like to throw the ball or run the ball a lot. That's Texas's niche. I definitely think Texas will be able to handle the offense of Kentucky fairly easily. A player I'm a little worried about is Seth McGowan. He's
Former
yeah.
Sooner,
I was gonna
baby.
say he's former Sooner, right? He played, or I don't know if he was in. I don't know if he actually played, but he was at least a red shirt when they played, right?
Yeah, no, he played. Yeah, he
Yeah,
played.
so he's familiar with the team, and he's averaging five. He had averaging 5.5 on the season. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. They haven't played, the toughest teams in the world. Their only wins coming against G5 teams, Toledo and Eastern Michigan, losing to Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Georgia. Not by a lot, I'll say. 2, 3 touchdowns, which is kind of surprising, and that's what kind of worries me a little bit. But other than that, I think Texas is probably going to handle them pretty well, and they'll be able to kind of do what they want to do. Um, Texas is now back in the top 25. It ranks at 21. We got a lot of weight carrying, I think, right now. This obviously is a must-win game. We've lost. We got 2 losses. We lose this one, we're out of the playoffs for sure, and out of SEC contention, I think, unless some crazy happens, right? But nonetheless, we're back in it. We got a lot of pressure on us. I'm hoping the offense can weather that storm going into Lexington and really, really knock it out of the park.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of confidence in Kentucky. Shout out Mark Stoops, though. Obviously, we got love for the Stoops over here. Would love for you to pull this one out on Saturday, but yeah, I don't have a lot of faith that they're going to be doing that. Their quarterback, Cutter Boley, man, he has not really been tearing it up. 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, just 630 total yards so far up to this season. But Seth McGowan, man, he's been like a top 10 running back, I think, in the SEC.
Yeah.
400 plus yards on 79 carries, 7 touchdowns. Yeah, he was a part of that trio, man, that got kicked off the team from OU back in
Oh, that's
2020, back in
right. Yeah.
2021. Yeah, him, Mikey Henderson, and Trajan Bridges. And Trajan Bridges might be going to the NFL, so we'll see about that. But yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in Kentucky. What did you say the spread was here? Texas by 12.5.
Yeah. Texas 12
Um,
and a half favorites.
I probably would take that Texas to cover. It'll be interesting because I mean, I know that it's something that's plagued OU in the past, but it's the OU Texas hangover the week after. Whether you're down and it carries over, or you win and that carries over, or you kind of just come in sleepwalking maybe against a 2-3 Kentucky team. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying just weird stuff happens after the OU Texas game
Yeah.
sometimes. But I would take Texas to cover in this one, and yeah, I don't know. I think 4 touchdowns. Winning by 4 touchdowns. I mean, we'll see if they really have turned that corner. Then they should win by 4 touchdowns for sure.
Good point.
But it'll be interesting. I'm not for sure how good Kentucky's defense is as I look through here and see that they've given up 30 plus in all games but one, and the one game they didn't give up 30 plus was against Toledo. Yeah, Texas should kind of have their way with Kentucky offensively. That's a night game, 6 p.m. on ESPN. So
Yeah.
OU will be far done by then. So I don't know what time the good night games kick because there are some pretty good night games this Saturday. I'm excited about that. There's some good games this weekend, man. Some really good games. So I'll be interested to kind of see that. So do you want to hold off on giving a score since this isn't one of our pick'ems? Do you want to go ahead and give a score? Obviously, you think Texas is going to win, but do you want to give a score prediction?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say. So I said Texas would win by 4 touchdowns to 20 and a half. I think Texas wins 42-14, 42. Let me go 42-17. So what is that, like 4 possessions, 5 possessions? I definitely
That would
think
be a 20. That'd be a 25-point win.
so.
42-17.
So 4 possessions. So
So
4 possession win.
that, you'd have to score 4 touchdowns to take the lead.
Yeah. Yeah, 42-17, and I think that's kind of being generous. Man, I definitely think Texas can hold them to 6 points, kind of like they did Oklahoma, maybe the field goals, especially if Kentucky's just going to try to run the ball all the time. Seth McGowan could do something crazy, but nonetheless, I definitely think it'd be 42-17.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go somewhere in that ballpark. I'm gonna say 38-13 Texas, 38-13. That's my pick on that one. So we're gonna move forward a little bit here. We're gonna talk about OU South Carolina, unless there's any other thoughts you want to get in.
No, no. Move on.
Okay. Well, OU South Carolina. This is a game that 2 straight years I felt like OU should be able to win. Um, Even though we got beat by 26 at home last year. 35-9 was the score of that game, and that game was over like that. South Carolina was up
Call it what it
21.
was. Call it what it was. Embarrassing. It was an embarrassing failure of a performance of Oklahoma. Brent Venables, notably. What can you do though, right? Coming
Are
in.
we are we getting into the toxicity this
No,
early?
no. I'm just saying. Like, I just think it makes sense that I think your boy Shane has y'all's numbers. He knows y'all very well. We'll see. It's in South Carolina too, right? You know what I mean? That's a little scary for, especially coming off the Texas loss. It's gotta be a little bit scary. But South Carolina's not great.
Yeah, well, when I get into these numbers, it's going to sound a lot less scary. But again, games are played on the field, not in the stat sheet. But anyways, before you wanted to butt in and get all toxic there for a little bit, yeah, that was an embarrassing loss last year. We had a lot of embarrassing losses last year. Um, and that was one of them. Michael Hawkins threw a pick six in the first quarter. I think we had a fumble return for a touchdown as well in the first quarter, and then another pick from Michael Hawkins, which actually set up South Carolina's first and only offensive touchdown in a game, or excuse me, they scored 2 offensive touchdowns in a game where they scored 35. I think that's right. Yeah, I think just 2 offensive touchdowns in a game where they scored 35 points, which is demoralizing, dude, because the offense just once again couldn't get anything going. That was when Jackson Arnold actually came back and got his job back because
Yeah,
Hawkins started that Texas game. It was utter dog shit, and it was the same to start the South Carolina game. Um, Again, that game was over before it even started. The real thing about that was the offensive line as well. Collectively, we were sacked 9 times last year against South Carolina. So Dylan Stewart, man, him and that other edge that they just had been tearing people up. But this is a new year, my friend. This is a new year. OU is in a much better spot currently coming into this game compared to last year. And South Carolina, they're in the exact same spot. They are 3-3, which is what they were coming into this game last year. OU can and they should win this game, in my opinion. South Carolina's offense has struggled this season. Also, South Carolina has 3 wins this year over Virginia Tech, South Carolina State, and Kentucky.
Mhm.
For reference, Virginia Tech. Oh no, excuse me, that was Virginia. I was about to say I thought Virginia Tech fired their coach. That was Virginia. I almost got that confused. But they've not had a great season to start. They're averaging just 22 points per game. They have statistically the worst offense in the SEC. They are one of 3 teams that have less than 2,000 total yards, with Auburn and Kentucky as the only other teams that haven't scored or amassed 2,000 total yards yet. They're also one of 8 SEC teams, so that means half the league that have yet to run for 1,000 yards. They've ran for 692. OU also has yet to run for 1,000 yards. They're at 734. So even with as bad as our run game has been, South Carolina's has been worse. So, and Lenore Siller came in. What do you say with Heisman aspirations to the season?
I would say higher than that. They were calling this dude to be this dude. Like, but
First
arch
overall pick in
right.
the
Yeah,
next
they had
draft.
all this
Like,
arch
yeah.
talk, right? But yeah, Lenore Sellers has, and from what I've seen and heard, is like he's supposed to be the next guy, number one,
And
number
man,
two
that
guy. And I'm like, and he did. He kind of been trash, bro. He's been. Didn't he get hurt though? I thought he was hurt for a couple weeks.
he did get
Yeah.
hurt, but also, Ben, that's the thing about like all these like projections. It's all media hype. The reason Arch has the hype that he does is because of the media. He
Yeah.
had been hyped up for so long about everything and a lot of things that were out of his control, but then he's the one who has to deal with the brunt of the force. But also, you don't feel as bad when they're making millions of dollars that they're making now. It's like, yeah, he's 17, 18, but also they're getting paid like professionals.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I see both sides of that. But same thing for Lenore Sellers, man. He has been extremely overhyped coming into the year, and obviously he's dealt with some injury issues. But up to this point, 4 passing touchdowns, 2 picks, 117 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes along. As far as I know, he's playing. He wasn't on the injury report tonight that was posted, which you talked about Texas's. Um, for OU, you've got the 3 linemen that are out again: Troy Everett, who's out for the year, Jacob Sexton, and Jake Taylor. I don't know what's going on with Jacob Sexton and Jake Taylor,
Yeah.
man. Those guys are in witness protection, I guess. They just don't play, and they're just eating roster spots. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather give you a uniform at this point, man. They're just eating roster spots. But
I would win the Outland Trophy.
there is okay. Let's calm down.
I
Uh,
would.
There is one interesting thing I want to point out. Last week we had our right tackle Derek Simmons that went down early in that Texas game. He is not listed on the injury report. So Derek Simmons is going to be playing. That is huge, especially since our other tackle Logan Howland is not playing. And I really don't think Logan Howland is great, but he is better than a lot of options behind him.
Yeah.
So, but Luke Backlinko, I'm not sure how you say it. He's a Stanford transfer. He came in at right tackle against Texas, and he held his own. He was one of the higher PFF graded players from that game. But also, I'm sure you've seen there's a lot of hate coming at PFF right now, especially with their player grades
Yeah.
being trash.
Well, they've gotten worse.
So
Like they were once they came out. ESPN was using their rankings, NFL was using their rankings, like going off that. And I'm pretty sure I found out there was some point that maybe they were getting paid to boost ratings for NFL teams,
hey,
right? For
we may
recruits.
we may or may not have a source that that told us that certain players may be paying for PFF grades.
Yeah,
So
because
that's
NFL
all.
teams apparently go off of that, and to me, that is crazy, right? It's crazy.
No, yeah, people, yeah, they get. Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, that's
If you're an
crazy.
NFL team, you should be watching. You should be
Tape,
watching film yourself. You should be watching the tape. You should
fucking
be looking at
tape, bro.
everything and not just going off of rankings of people that. If you listen to what J.J. Watt said today, he said that these guys grade film off of the TV broadcast. They don't even use the all 22. How do you do that? How do you just go like? How do you do that? And also,
Money, money,
we're
money,
getting
money. Way
we're
off topic here.
yeah, we're getting way off topic,
That's a
people.
later podcast topic.
Yeah, that's a later point. I thought that was interesting, but to reel it back in here, to reel it back in, South Carolina's defense not great. It's not terrible. It's ranked 50th in the country. They have a top 50 defense, but there are 16 teams in the SEC, and they have the 13th ranked defense in the conference. They give up about
Wow.
20 points per game defensively. They are also 14th in the conference in rushing yards given up at almost 1,000. Oh, you should be able to run the damn ball on Saturday, man. You should be able to run the damn ball.
If Oklahoma loses, though, honestly, like, be honest with yourself. If Oklahoma loses, what does I mean? What would go through your mind? Like, what's your first thing? It's like, what the fuck? Obviously shouldn't have lost that game, right? We're not doing something right. You got to go back and then be 0-2 back to back right there would be kind of
Well,
trash. It's kind
I
of
know that's
I
what
don't want to
you
say
I
it.
know that's what you're on your knees begging and praying. But if you want my honest opinion, I don't think OU loses. I don't see an avenue where they lose this game unless John Mateer throws 3 interceptions again.
Which I don't
I
think is
just
going to
don't
happen. I
see.
think he's
I
fine.
don't see an avenue.
I think OU
He
comes
said he was
out.
fine. So
I think OU comes out, and I honestly think they really do some damage to
I'm
South
not even
Carolina.
going to answer that hypothetical question you asked me because I just don't think. Okay, actually, you know what? If they do lose, then I don't know. If you lose
Must
that game, what
win.
other game are you going to win? What
Must
other
win
game are you going
game.
to win?
It's a must win game. It's a must win game, buddy.
I wouldn't say it's a must-win game. We've only lost once. I would say Texas is more in a must-win spot, considering you've lost double the amount of times that we have.
But this would look
So,
absolutely terrible on the
and your
resume.
loss was to a 2-4 team. So
That's
South
tough.
Carolina, if they beat us, they would be 4-3. So if you
You're right.
want to, hey, if you want to go the toxic route, we can go the toxic
No,
route. We
no,
can
no,
go the
no, no.
toxic
No,
route.
it wasn't because it was not a genuine question. It's a genuine question. So let's get into what BV
Genuine
said
question, my
a couple of
asshole.
days ago. He
Yeah,
said,
okay, yeah. So we're moving on
yeah, we're
now.
moving on. So the quote was like, "This isn't the old Big 12 days where Oklahoma destroys everybody every single week except one game of the year." And the Big 12 had responded. I can't remember what it was, but he
I can
told
tell
the
you what they
Venables
said.
lost 8 conference games in 2 seasons in the Big 12. How does that make you feel that the Big 12 is flexing their muscles on Oklahoma and more importantly on BV, who is known to be a humble dude, humble guy, in the Big 12's
I don't
coming
know,
at you?
man. BV has given off sound bites over the years that have not looked good. That has allowed him and us as fans to receive this criticism. So I would appreciate it if he'd stop doing that. I also think what he said was 100% correct. It's the right message, but it's the wrong messenger, I feel like. Because if Bob Stoops had said something like that, nobody would have batted a damn eye. Because Bob Stoops was the head coach for all those years. And I understand that Brent wasn't the head coach for all those years, but people forget he was the defensive coordinator on a team that won a national championship at Oklahoma, coached in three other national championship games, also helped us win 7 conference championships, which, by the way, is more than any other Big 12 team. The closest to that point it would be Texas with four. Four.
Isn't
So
it
it's just kind of
five? Or
crazy.
isn't it five now? Conference
No,
championships?
no,
Oh
no.
wait,
Texas only has four Big 12.
this.
Texas only has 4 Big 12 championships.
No, I think we had 7. Now we have 8. We had 4 national
Brother,
championships.
you are smoking. Texas does not have 8 Big 12 championships. You
Yeah,
have
you're right. You're
four.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I know I'm right. Um, you also have less national championships. Thank you for pointing that out. That is correct. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Like I said, right message, wrong messenger. Uh, he was a part of that Oklahoma team that dominated the Big 12 for years. So, but again, it's hard for him to say that. So, considering he's 10-8 as a head coach, but also I see West Virginia fans yapping. You lost the last game you played against Brent by 39 points. Why the hell are you guys saying a damn word? I was at that game. It was 59-20. Oklahoma State fans, you guys have not won a Big 12 game since we were in the conference. We have a more recent Big 12 win than your sorry school does. So I don't want to hear a word. Congrats. You won the last Congrats. You won the last Bedlam game. You lost 91 others. You lost 91 other Bedlam games. But congrats. You got the Bedlam trophy. You don't win any damn football games anymore. Good luck finding a coach. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
But they do own Bedlam this decade. They own Oklahoma this decade, right?
This decade, they lost in
This
2020. No, it's they lost in 2020. They lost in 2022. They lost in 22 or they won in 21 and 23. It's 2-2.
Oh. man.
But if you go farther back than 5 years, it's
Bro,
Oklahoma.
what have you done for me lately? And Oklahoma doesn't doesn't tend to play well in Bedlam anymore, which we'll never know what that is again, ever.
That doesn't make sense. What do you mean they don't play well? Every game they lost was a one-score game. And the
To
other, the in
Oklahoma
2021,
State.
yeah, they played in the Big 12 championship the last time we lost to them.
Come on,
They also
dude.
they also played in the Big
Trash,
12
bro.
championship again in 2021 when they beat us, and they beat Notre Dame in the New Year's Six Bowl.
They didn't want
I
to
mean,
play. They didn't want to be there. It doesn't count.
okay,
It doesn't want to be there.
okay, dude. Okay,
They
dude.
didn't want to be there. It
It
doesn't
started
count.
off with me kind of shitting on Oklahoma State. Now I'm defending them. They were good in 2021. They were good in 2021. We should have beat them in 2023. I really don't, because you look at how good they were with that same exact team just about in 2024. They were terrible. Alan Bowman was terrible, and for some
Ass.
reason
Hot
was
ass.
that dude was Jesus Christ incarnate in 2023 Bedlam. So, which by the way, I watched at a wedding while everybody was just giving me shit the whole time. I know. Wait, yeah, you remember that? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I
the
was.
day that was the day that K State lost to Texas in that overtime
Oh my
game.
god, that was such a good game. And it was like double OT, maybe. I can't remember. I just know it was sick, and we were supposed to go to the game, but unfortunately, or excuse me, fortunately, we got to go to a wedding and watch it on a TV in a small dressing room. So,
Also, I want to say real quick to my Oklahoma State friends, if any of them watch this, I love you guys. I just kind of had to get that off my chest. That's not directed at you guys. It was just the Oklahoma State fans that I saw talking
no,
shit on
no,
social media
directed at them.
yesterday.
They're probably their burners.
No,
They're probably their friends' burners, is what it is.
I mean, if it is, then I don't apologize. But that's just how I feel, man. Win a Big 12 game if you want to come yapping up our tree. So,
Yeah, beat
um,
Texas and OU in the same year, man. You can't.
Baker. Hey, by the way, Baker Mayfield has the same amount of Bedlam wins as Mike Gundy. So,
Isn't that sad?
yes,
Not,
that's their best coach
and
ever.
they were calling for a statue to be built. If that's the bar for a statue, that's crazy, bro. I don't give a fuck who you are, dude. You ain't doing
Listen,
nothing crazy.
if we were talking statues, though, Barry Sanders, man. Let me see
Yeah,
about something.
Barry Sanders. Yeah, I think he should be. He's a Heisman guy. He should definitely have a statue to
Well,
himself.
they've got one in Detroit. I don't think they've got one in Stillwater. Let me see.
That'd be
If they do,
crazy if
then I
they
will
don't.
rescind my comment. No, yeah. Oh wait. Oh yeah, yeah. Barry Sanders has a yeah. He has a statue in Stillwater.
I was about to
Yeah.
say he
Dang, that
won
was
a
4 years
Heisman.
ago. Damn.
Yeah,
I feel bad. I feel bad for saying that. I mean, I didn't say anything wrong. I corrected myself. But yeah, Barry Sanders got a statue. I don't know. It's hard, man, because Mike Gundy is still the best coach they've ever had, easily.
yeah, but I mean,
You
come
got to think
on.
about where they were at when he got hired. So it
And
was
where
time
were
for a
they
change,
at when he
man.
left? The fucking same
You got to think about all
trash,
the years they
bro.
got in between, man. They were one loss from going to the national championship in 2011, and they probably should have gone.
I
I think it
agree.
was
I'm
2011.
with
It might have
you.
been 2010. It might have been
No,
2010. I
wasn't
don't.
it the 2011 season and then the 2012 national championship?
I don't
Because
remember. But they
that
did
was their
beat
special year.
Stanford.
Yeah,
Uh,
by like 1 point, right? Andrew Luck
it
Stanford.
was close. Yeah, Andrew Luck, Stanford, bro.
Yeah, Andrew Luck Stanford.
So I'll give props there. That Oklahoma State team with Brandon Whedon, Justin Blackman,
Sick,
dude, they were
bro. They
pretty
were
sure they had Des
sick.
Bryant and Justin Blackman at the same time. I think they were both together
Nah,
for a year at least.
Des was in the league by then, I think.
It had to have been close, man. It
Because
had to have been close.
Des was like mid to late 2000s, I think.
And Justin Blackman was right there at the end of the 2000s because he was
Man,
there for a couple of years.
he had such a fall off, man. I feel bad for that guy. He was
Who,
so good.
Justin Blackman?
Yeah, this right here, his little end zone dance or celebration. Let's go, let's
So
go.
okay, so the AI overview says that they did not play together and that Dez played from '07 to '09, but then this says Justin Blackman played from '09 to 2011. So, okay,
It's
yeah, they were
probably
on the team
spring
at the same
fall.
time, but Justin Blackman, he redshirted his first year. This is way too much Oklahoma State talk for me. Um, but anyways, yeah, the Big 12 kind of clowned Brent yesterday, and I'll give them their flowers, man. It was funny. Again, Brent, stop saying things that can set you up for stuff like that,
Man,
man.
but fuck the Big 12, dude. They dude, what's his name? What's his name? Yorkie. Is that the
Brett, yeah, Brett Yormark.
Oh my gosh, dude, that dude sucks. When he was handing those Big 12 championships out to Texas in basketball and football, everyone was booing him, and he thought he was going to get some type of "it's all love, it's all love." They continued to boo as they should. That dude fucking sucks, dude. He was hating on Texas and Oklahoma the whole time that they stayed in that stupid fucking conference, bro. Fuck him, bro. He's trying to make it into something it's not too, by the way, and it's trash. It's trash. Big 12 football is going downhill right now. They only got a couple good
Hey
teams.
man, I will say though, Texas Tech. I don't know if they're for real yet, but they
I
look pretty good.
I think they are. I think they are for real, and they're
And
gonna be for real for a long time. They're gonna carry. They're gonna carry the
I
Big
will
12.
say though, the interesting thing going forward though is that obviously they're getting all these big players. They're dropping Brinks trucks for them, but
Mm-hmm.
they've already had like one Cooper Hackett, the kid from Fort Gibson here in Oklahoma. He decommitted from them to go to OU, and he admitted he said I took a lot less money to go to Oklahoma. Um, which he's looking at the NFL payday. Not to say Texas doesn't put people in the NFL because they do. I mean, they've got the best quarterback in the league in the NFL, Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes. And obviously they put more guys in the league as well, especially recently. But I don't know about Tech yet. I want to see some more. I want to see them play this gauntlet schedule. You know, it's the Big 12, but they're going to play some tougher teams, and I'm interested to see how that all plays out. I really am, man, because you know you can say what you want about the Big 12. I do still enjoy watching Big 12 games. I kind of miss it at times, just because you know it'd be nice to coming off the Texas game or even coming off the like Tennessee game or the Ole Miss game, and you know getting like a Kansas for the next game instead of you know having to roll down to Baton Rouge or Bryant Denny or wherever the hell we got to go, man. It's just it was a bit easier back then.
for
Um,
sure, for sure. Well, and the thing is you can always rely on an offense back then. You can always rely on going out and scoring at least 3 touchdowns a game, 4 touchdowns a game. You
yeah,
might lose still, but you can always count on the offense. I mean, look, Tech. I don't think the Tech's toughest game, and I think that this is the game they lose is at Manhattan against Kansas State. I think they lose that game. And I
I
know
don't know,
else.
man. K State's been a weird team.
I know else. I just want to say I know L State's not great, but they're known to play up in these games, bro. Especially at home in Manhattan. You said it yourself. You've been to a game there, right? It's rowdy. It's a rowdy place. It gets loud, and I think they're gonna bring it that game, which that's still I think 2 weeks away. They got or
Ah, dude.
3 weeks away. They got Arizona State and Oklahoma State, but I definitely think, man, if they win out up until that point, I think L State's taking them down in Manhattan. But we'll see. Like you said, I don't know if they're for real
Oh,
or
we will
not.
see. Well, we covered a lot of stuff so far. We're gonna take a short break real quick, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about the AP poll. We're gonna talk about some college football news that includes James Franklin getting fired, head coach news, things like that, and then stay tuned for later on after that to cap things off. We're gonna talk about our pick'ems as well, and maybe I don't know, tier some college football jobs as well. So
Yeah,
so stay tuned. You are listening and hopefully watching the Quarterback Center Exchange. Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to the Quarterback to Center Exchange, and we're rolling along here. The next topic that myself, Chase, and my co-host, we're both co-hosts, me and Tatum, we want to talk about just a little bit of college football news, a lot of stuff going on, but we also want to talk just a little bit about the top 25 AP poll, which obviously we only have the AP poll for like, I think 2 more weeks, maybe. And then like 2 more college
mm,
football weeks, and then I think like the first week in November is when the playoff rankings come out. It's sometime in November,
yeah.
but
Well,
we
I
have
think it might be next week, week 9,
it. Yeah, so that would be we're going into week 7 right now. I think.
week 8.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
damn,
crazy,
man.
right? Isn't it's just flown by, and I hate it so much.
I feel like no sport goes by faster than college football. Like obviously they don't play as many games as like every other sport for the most part, but they spread out. They play once every 7 days.
Yeah,
So dang. Anyways. So a couple interesting things. Notably, since we're an OU Texas podcast, OU they dropped from 6 to 14. I thought they were going to drop farther than that. Personally, I thought we were going to be like in the 18 to 20 range,
I
just because
agree.
Texas was unranked. Thankfully, Texas still has a little bit of that media bias, so they didn't drop us as far. Um, And Texas is ranked in the top 20 once more. They're ranked 21, sandwiched right in between USC and Memphis.
Hey, don't sleep
So
on Memphis either. They're 6-0. All right, just because we're sandwiched in
with
between
a win,
two good
over an
football
SEC
teams.
team. Well, I
Yes,
wouldn't say Arkansas is a good football team, but
that's
compared to
true.
Memphis, Arkansas has the better athletes. But Memphis,
Yeah,
yeah, Memphis beat them. Uh, but most notably, the big change. And I'll let you talk about this because you have been bringing this up. The top three: Ohio State, Miami,
it,
Indiana Hoosiers, ranked number 3 in college football, not basketball, college football. You have been singing Signetti's praise for a while now. I'll kind of let you take the floor and talk about Indiana being ranked higher than they've ever been in college football.
yeah, Sig, man. Can we all go outside and smoke a cig real quick? Because wow, he's doing a phenomenal job for one. He's done everything he said he was going to do. We said it last week. You got to win this. You got to win this game. He went and won that game. He is a winner. You guys can all Google him. Signetti. That dude's legit. He's got them at number 3, like you said, not in basketball, but in football. Highest ranking ever. This has got to be a crazy feeling, not only for him but just for Indiana as a whole, especially with all the speculation going on behind the scenes in college football right now. Anyways, but it's just kind of wild to think a school like Indiana has, and then again, this is where NIL comes into play. But a school like Indiana has invested
Well,
into other programs, and it's paying out. It's coming
they
back.
went out and got Fernando Mendoza, man, and he has been huge
A
for them.
dog,
He was
a
better
dog.
than the O'Rourke kid was that
Yeah,
they had last year.
he's a
So
dog. He's an
this
absolute
team,
dog.
people want to sleep on them just because it's Indiana, man. This is a good team. They went and beat Oregon. Say what you want about Oregon. That's a Dan Lanning coach football team, and all they've done is just beat the hell out of teams. Oh, and make it to the college football playoff. Oh, and play in the Big Ten championship. So Oregon is not a bad team. Obviously, they're ranked in the top 10. They're number 8, but big
Oregon's
props to Sig, man.
Oregon's a great team. Oregon's a great team. They went into Autzen Stadium and whooped their ass, dude. They bullied them. And to me, that's as a college football fan, you love that. You love watching these supposed to be
What was the
nobody
score of that
teams.
game? Was
30
it
to
30 to
20.
20?
Yeah, 10-point
And if
win, 2 session win in
and
Austin.
If Mendoza doesn't throw that pick six, it's a wider margin than that. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. And there's got to be a conversation happening around college football right now about these teams not being able to play good at home, or is it that these teams that they're playing really are like that? I mean, Sig is like that. Sig's top
well,
three.
college
Sig,
football.
Sig's a national championship competition.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
he's in there. He's a competitor. They could make it to the Natty this year just because of how he is. He's got great players. They're very well coached. He loves going after players that grind. I was watching his little pressure the other day that he doesn't like going after so-called stars, and that could be,
Yeah, I saw that.
not going after them. It's Indiana, so say what you want, right? But he's not really pushing hard, whereas he's really hitting the
Mm.
portal. And this is a great example of what NIL and the transfer portal can do for a program. If
Yeah.
Sig happens to leave in the next few years, next 5-10 years, Indiana's going to be set. If he leaves in the next 3 years, he might set Indiana up to be maybe not a natty competitor every year, but at least maybe a playoff contender, at least a Big Ten championship contender. You know what I mean? He's doing a good job. I think he's going to keep it up, man. It's crazy, crazy times for college football.
Well, to round out the top 5 behind Indiana, you've got Texas A&M at 4, Ole Miss at 5, which Ole Miss dropped a spot after almost losing to Washington State 27 to 24. I'm not going to or 24 to 21, I mean. I'm not going to get too into that one just because that's Ole Miss is one of our Pickems games this week. Big game against Georgia. We'll talk about that. Bama at 7. They're creeping right back up, man, after that opening season loss. Texas Tech at number 8, the highest ranked Big 12 team. Number 9, number 8. Texas Tech is 7, actually. Oregon is 8. Georgia at 9, who's also back in the top 10 with a loss. LSU at 10, back in the top 10 with a loss. And Tennessee at 11, also has a loss. Then you've got Georgia Tech at 13, Notre Dame at I'm off by one. I'm sorry. LSU 10, Tennessee 11, Georgia Tech 12, Notre Dame at 13 with 2 losses. Notre
Man,
Dame is ahead of one loss Oklahoma, undefeated BYU, one loss Missouri, one loss Vandy, and one loss Virginia. Tell me what Notre Dame has done.
the bias has to fucking stop, dude. That's worse than Texas's bias. They don't play a fucking conference schedule. They don't play any fucking big game conference games like that. They play big teams here and there, right? But they've lost those big games. Those big games they
So
go
yeah,
out and lost, bro. What is the fucking
somebody
what have they
explain it to
done?
me, man.
What have they
They've
done?
played
What has
two.
Marcus Freeman done?
I mean, granted, props to them for going out and scheduling these games, but you shouldn't be rewarded for losing 2 games just because they were both ranked. One of them, I think, was in Notre Dame.
Yes,
The game against A&M. Let me double
yes,
check and make sure that wasn't a neutral site game.
because they played in A&M last year, and
Yeah,
A&M
that was at
lost.
Notre Dame, and you lost at home by a point. Like, I get it's by a point, but my God, man, I've talked about this for years. The committee, I hate how much they value good losses. Now, as an Oklahoma fan, I'm going to be singing those good loss praises at the end of the year, especially if we finish with just 2 losses, 1 or 2 losses, obviously. But um, you lose to A&M by 1 and no, and Miami by 3, and your last 2 games, you beat a bad Boise State team 28-7.
That's not great. That's not great at all. I
You
mean,
beat
you can't do that, dude. That's crazy to me, man.
you beat a I mean a right 1 game above 500 NC State team 36-7. I mean, I'll give you props, but I mean, I just don't see how they're a top 13 team. I
Blue
just don't
blood
see it.
bias. The same thing with Texas, I guess you could say too. But
Well,
I
and
just
people
don't
can say
think
the same
Notre
thing
Dame
for
is.
Oklahoma as well. Our
I
two
just,
big wins are against teams that aren't ranked anymore.
yeah, but
So,
you have one loss. Texas has two. Notre Dame has two. Oklahoma, I think, should be up there. I don't
don't make no
know.
sense, man.
To
Don't make
me,
no
it makes
sense.
no sense. I think you can fucking put BYU or Missouri in that spot, man. I don't understand. You can put both of them
Oh,
above
dude.
them, bro. I don't get it. I like BYU too. I don't know if they're great or not. We'll see. But like that's
We'll
crazy to
talk
me.
about BYU, man. I'm going to talk about that quarterback who, by the way, wears number 47. We'll talk about that
Insane,
in a little bit.
insane.
But so behind that, you've got OU 14, BYU 15, Missouri at 16, which is interesting. And just a little nugget, real quick: OU still has to play the number 16, the number 11, the number 10, the number 6, and the number 5 team before the season is all said and done. I mean, just it makes me want to blow my brains out, man. But you've got Vandy at 17, who Texas plays either next week or within the next few weeks.
Yeah,
Virginia at 18, former OU quarterback Chandler Morris leading the way. USF, they're back in the top 20 at 19. Uh, USC at 20, which they play Notre Dame. We'll talk about that. That's a pick'em game this week. Texas at 21, Memphis at 22. Shout out Memphis. Also, Big 12, you're looking kind of dumb for turning down Memphis wanting to be a part of the Big 12.
yeah,
They were willing to
wild.
pay you like $200 million to join the conference, and you said no. And now they're playing some pretty good football. But Utah 23, 24 Cincinnati, which is interesting considering they're ranked over number 25 Nebraska, who beat Cincinnati. So,
Yeah. The
anyways,
these AP polls, man, they come out. I mean, even the cultural polls sometimes are like that, but I mean, there's definitely a bias somewhere, and
oh yeah.
sometimes we definitely see a bit of a shock when the cultural playoff comes out that there's some teams not where they're supposed to be, but rightfully so. I think they do a lot better job than AP. APs a lot of times are just pencil pushers, bro.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask you to do me a favor real quick, if you don't mind. So the next thing we're going to get into is Coach Carousel, which interesting. We're talking about Coach Carousel 8 weeks into the season, but we are. Do me a little quick favor and hop on the Google machine and look up Brent Pry's record at Virginia because that is the only one I did not write down for some reason. Every other coach on here, I did their record. So while you look that up, I'll take us into this next part. Unless you have any final thoughts you want to add on the AP top 25.
No, I mean I think there's definitely going to be a bit shake up this
Oh
week,
yeah, a lot of
next
stuff's gonna
week.
change after
Yeah,
this weekend, man.
it's gonna be fun, dude. It's gonna be fun. Yeah,
Great weekend of college football, man. If you have to go to a wedding on Saturday, those people do not care about your best
yeah.
interest.
Fuck
I'm
you.
sorry. They don't care about your best. I'm not gonna say all that, but they don't care about your best interest. Um, But anyways, all right. So while you looked it up, I'll jump into this. So far, 7 FBS coaches have been fired after the season started. First, Brent Pry at Virginia, who you're looking up his record. Deshaun Foster out of UCLA, which UCLA, dude, that's an interesting story in itself. Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. Sam Pittman out of Arkansas, some big names back to back. Trent Bray out of Oregon State, God, they were terrible. James Franklin, and then Trent Dilfer. How about that? If nobody
Yeah,
knew that he was coaching, yeah, he was coaching at UAB.
man,
He
they've
had a
been calling for
terrible
that.
record.
Yeah, they've been
He had
calling
a
for that dude to get
terrible
fired.
record at UAB. Uh, the interesting thing, though, looking at these stats, Mike Gundy and James Franklin both have a crazy good win to loss ratio. And they both have won over 100 games at
What's
the
the
schools that they got fired from.
what's the top 10 record? What is those? Can you tell me that?
Okay,
Because James is not
so
great at all.
so I have the numbers of James Franklin. I don't have the Mike Gundy numbers. I should have looked that up though, and I might pull that up on old GPT or something. See if I can pull it up. But so James Franklin, if people want to know why he got fired, this is why he got fired. He had a 104-45 record as a head coach at Penn State. Pretty good, right? He had in 40 games against AP ranked teams, he won 13. 13-27 against AP ranked teams.
Trash, bro.
Brother, it only gets worse. It gets so much worse. 2-21 versus top 6 teams.
Oh, what? How do you know it's that bad? Oh, dude,
I'm not
that's
done.
terrible.
I'm not done. I'm not done. 4-21 against top 10 teams. So when you expand it from 6 to 10, it adds 2 games, and they won both of them. So I'll give them props. But still, 4-21 against the top 10. Now this is the kicker. Versus the top 5, he is 1-14. 1-14.
That
If
is
you want to know
so
why James
bad,
Franklin got fired.
bro. And that should tell you a lot because people are gonna really praise the record. The Big Ten fucking sucks, dude. You could go in there. Lincoln's doing great right now. He's gonna continue to do great. Everyone can do great there if you had a decent program, man. He can't win
Notre
big
Dame, join
games.
the Big Ten, man. It's
They're
the
scared.
easiest way to fall in, man.
No,
It's
no,
geographically it works. Besides USC, UCLA, and Oregon and Washington, because that's all stupid. But we're in conference realignment season. But just join the Big Ten. Join a conference, man.
dude.
I
They
just
would
don't get
join
it.
the
I
ACC if
don't
they
get
did.
it.
They would join the ACC if they did, and that would be the most
But that's
FU
fine.
move they could do.
But
That would
still,
be the
at,
most
at
FU
least they're
move
in a
they could do.
conference. At least they're
Yeah,
in a
but I
conference.
mean, come on, man. It's barely a
But
conference.
but now the next interesting thing about that, Billy Napier, will he get fired? There's an article that came out from USA Today that thinks he may be getting fired this weekend regardless of what happens. But he has a 21-23 record at Florida. He is 5-18 versus the AP top 25. 5-18, and he is 0-5 on the road.
That's terrible. Yeah, he'll get fired. I don't think they'll fire him this weekend. To me, it doesn't make no sense. And I'll tell you why. Because the rumors are they're going to go after Lane Kiffin. It would make sense for them to go after Lane Kiffin. It would make sense for Lane Kiffin to go there. But they're top. What are they? Top 10 right now. They're number 5. They're top 5. Right. LSU has great players. Or LSU, Florida has great players. Ole Miss has great players right now. Why would you fire the coach now? Give the Florida players too much time to think about what they want to do, so they could leave. Instead, keep him right, and then you got Lane, who's top 5 in the country currently, it's gonna mess up his whole season to get called. Hey, we need you. Come over to Florida. Come to Gainesville. We need you right now. He's like, I'm in a season. We might go for a natty run right here, right? So you mess up both sides because if you fire Napier this weekend, all those players, Lagway will leave. He won't stay. He'll be
Yeah,
getting called
hey,
out the wazoo as soon as the news comes out, regardless of the rules. Everyone's gonna be calling his line. We got a spot, bro. We got some money. We got a couple M's. We got five
DJ
M's.
Lagway, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like, are you kidding me?
Hey,
it wouldn't make
Texas
sense.
should go get Dallas Wilson after what he did to them in the swamp, man. Ah.
Oh man,
But real quick to your Mike Gundy point, so this is what ChatGPT pulled up. They couldn't find a definitive record on his record against AP top 10 opponents, but its guesstimate says in teams that were ranked top 10 at the time, Mike Gundy is 5-14. Some of those, though, I wonder how many of those is against Oklahoma. That has to be a good amount. Were they ranked in the top
when
10?
that was all time, or Mike Gundy
That's what
all
this
time.
says. That's per Pistols firing article, I think. I'm not going to click on the link right now,
But
but
that wasn't Mike Gundy all time.
yeah, but his all-time record against AP top 25 teams, this is per CBS Sports, 47-48.
That's probably
Obviously,
accurate. He beat
but
TCU a few times, Oklahoma,
you got to look
Texas,
at the last two
Baylor.
seasons. That changed mightily. This last two seasons probably because they got their shit kicked in by Oregon
Yeah.
this year. Um, which congrats, you don't get to play Bedlam anymore, but so cool you got to go to Austin and lose by 60. I'm sure that's super fun.
But they have a smaller NIL budget. That's why it was there. That's the big difference.
But 47-48, it says that he was credited officially with more than 40 career wins versus AP top uh, 25 opponents. Again, none of this looks super concrete. So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. But 170-90 was his record at Oklahoma State, which included two or just one Big 12 championship. They played for
One,
multiple.
no, he only won one. They only won one, bro. That
And that was
2013.
that was the year that they beat the ever loving dog piss out of Oklahoma like 44-10, dude. I wanted Landry to get benched for Blake Bell so bad, which Blake Bell scored our only touchdown of that game.
Man, my brother was at that game. He stormed the field with them.
Of course you did.
No,
Of
I
course you
did.
did.
That's what my brother was.
Oh. Well, anyways, so yeah, that's kind of the. It's just interesting to see so many coaches fired up to this point in the season, especially big names like Gundy, Sam Pittman, who had a 32-34 record in 6 years at Arkansas. It was just time. I think he and Mike Gundy both were fired too late. They both should have been fired after the last season, but now you are where
Yeah,
you are. And Oklahoma State's recruiting class, which was pretty good, gone, just
yeah.
completely gone. So I'll be interested to see where the Pokes go from here. I don't think they're going to keep Doug Meacham as their head coach. We'll see.
No way.
Uh,
We know the options for sure. Definitely. I don't think it's
GJ
gonna
Kinney,
be.
man, watch out for
Yeah,
GJ Kinney. I
GJ
don't.
Kinney out of Texas State is. It should be. There should be GJ Kinney. It should be Jeff Traylor. It should be that dude from North Texas. And then you should. I mean, the thing is, I don't think is it Zach Robinson. That's his name. I don't think he's going to do it.
Okay,
He's
that's what
not
I
going to.
wanted to bring up real
No,
quick.
I don't think he's
I
going
I
to.
just I will go on record saying this, and I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. That dude is not going to leave the NFL
No,
to go back and coach in Stillwater.
he's not
There's just
good,
no way.
bro. The only thing
If
he's
he
got going for
does,
him is he
then
was an Oklahoma State quarterback,
if
bro.
he does, then hey, more power to them. I think that'd be a great hire for Oklahoma State. Um, I just don't think that's going to
Trash.
happen.
No
I just
way.
don't think that he's going to leave the job in the NFL. Again, I have no sources. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. I'm an Oklahoma fan. You guys can say I'm hating. I don't care. That's just what I think. I don't think Zach Robinson is going to take a job at Oklahoma State. Now, money talks. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm sure Oklahoma State could pay him more than what he's getting in the NFL, which I don't even
Do
know.
they have
But,
money? Because they haven't. That was the whole issue last year with Gundy, or
well,
this summer
and
with
here's
Gundy was they
well,
gotten into it
like,
over
Gundy
that.
was making like 6-7 million now. Just now, his pay had been reduced down to like 6-7 million for what I've seen this year. Would they give him that per year, Zach Robinson?
Would he can't be? I don't think he's getting that right now in the league. I
No,
would. I don't.
he's not.
I don't think they would. It would have to be a structured contract where
I
it's
think
like
if they
the
could
first
get to
two
like
years
two
is
million, I think maybe 2 to 3 million could get it done. But again, I just don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
you
But
need
we'll
to
see.
you need
I
to
could
come
be
with
wrong.
NIL. I don't even think it's about money talking. I think it's like, are you going to come with the resources too? Are you going to come with the money we need to really get back going as a program and try to keep updating the facilities and shit like that? I just think that Oklahoma State's got to be willing.
Hey
Any
man,
team has to be willing.
a lot of Oklahoma State talk today for us. All
Mutual
right,
hate.
that's kind of just an update. Kind of look. We talked about the AP poll. We talked about some coaching stuff, and now we're on to our kind of last segment here. We're going to talk about Pickems. Again, I'm going to explain this for everybody that watches. I hope you're watching and you're enjoying it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Do all that stuff. And Tatum, after this, I'm going to make sure you plug everywhere they can find us as well, because I know that you've been working very, very hard, man, to get all that set up. I'm going to give you some
Thanks,
claps here.
sir.
Round of
Thank
applause
you.
for
Thank
Cookie, man.
you.
Round of applause for Cookie,
Thank you.
and I'll give you one of those as well. But so we do 5 pick'ems every single week for college football. We're not going to do every single game because I personally keep up with all everybody's record. We've been doing pick'ems this entire year, me and 11 other people. Tatum's included in that. We're not doing more than 5 games. It's utter hell just keeping up with those 5 games every single Saturday and updating everybody's record. It takes me so long to do it each time. So we're only doing 5 games each week, and it's the games that we deem are the biggest games of the week. If you don't think they are, then that's fine. Start your podcast and you talk about the games that you think are the biggest 5 games.
Facts, bro.
But we're going to start with number one, and as always, I'll defer to you to go first. We've got number 10 LSU, who is 5-1 on the road at Vanderbilt, who's also 5-1, ranked 17. Oh, and they're favored by a field goal,
That's
two and a
crazy.
half points.
Yeah, I'm reading
Give
that
me
right
give me
here.
your pick and tell me why.
LSU, man. I don't look. Vandy's good. Vandy is a great team. I think what they've done is good. I don't think Vandy's going to continue after the season, but Pavia is a good quarterback. I think he's got some grit to him. He would be the reason Vandy wins. LSU's going to win. I don't think Vandy's good enough to beat them. I think LSU has got a lot of fight in them. They've got some heat over the last few weeks, regardless of their record. They've been getting pounded on left and right, left and right.
Awesome.
Anyways, yeah, I think LSU's going to come in there. I think they're ready to rock. It's a top 25 game. I'm sure Vandy's 15,000 person crowd is going to be going crazy. And LSU's going to go in there and play a good game. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going LSU.
Well, not so fast, my friend. I've got Vandy in this game. Let me cough real quick. They were in a one-score game with Alabama in the fourth quarter until the final 4 minutes of that game. It was a one-score game, and then Alabama scored 10 points in the last 4 minutes, and then they also had the final 20-yard run to kind of just add insult to injury to make it 30-14. That score is way more lopsided than what that game was. That was a close game. It was tied at halftime, but Vandy got outscored 16-0 in the second half. Again, 10 of those points from Alabama came in the fourth quarter. Um, Vanderbilt, man, they've got a top 20 ranked offense and the number 31 ranked defense. Now, these are just total numbers. That doesn't have all the official stats, but they played Alabama close at Bryant Denny. Again, the score does not show you how close that game was. Alabama pulled away late. I think Vanderbilt, they've got weapons, man, and they went into Bryant Denny and they were playing a close game until late in the fourth quarter. Obviously, that doesn't playing a close game doesn't do nothing except get you a loss in the end. Uh, but I think Diego Pavia is my difference maker in this game, and I think that he's going to make some plays. Conversely, LSU, they have the number 77th ranked offense. They are exactly what Oklahoma is this year. They have a great defense, and the offense just ain't that good. But the thing for LSU is, man, nobody really expected that. They went out and they took OU's receiver, Nick Anderson, from the portal, our tight end, Bauer Sharp, who threw an interception against LSU last year, funnily enough. I don't think they've been huge factors for this team, and it's just shocking to see kind of how bad the offense has been, especially with Garrett Nussmeier, man. Like he's a Heisman dark horse coming into the season, and just for some reason it just hasn't been as good. Maybe the offensive line, like he's thrown for 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns, 5 picks. Like Diego Pavia has thrown for just 4 less yards, but 5 more touchdowns and 1 less pick. So I've got Vanderbilt in this game by 3. I think they cover 26-23. Give me the Commodores. So
Not
it'll be
bad.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's just game one. Again, we've got some great games this
some
Saturday.
real,
Game number
real,
two, my
real good
friend.
games.
Game number two. The Ole Miss Rebels, number 5, undefeated on the road They're taking on the Dogs of Georgia, ranked number 9, who is favored by 7.5. Georgia is 5-1. That only loss being to Bama. Who do you think is going to win? Tell me why.
Yeah, it's gonna be Georgia, and I'll tell you exactly why. Ole Miss can't compete against Georgia historically. Lane Kiffin, since he's been at Ole Miss, he's always dropped a big game. Last year they beat Georgia in Mississippi, in Oxford. This year it's in Georgia, bro. I don't think it's gonna be a question. I think it'll be a close game. I think until the fourth quarter. Ole Miss, pretty good offense. Lane Kiffin's a hell of a coach. He's doing a great job right now. But I think last week kind of exposed him a little bit. Um, this week you're in a way more toxic environment. These guys hate you.
Oh,
These guys
God,
don't
dude.
like Lane
Yeah.
Kiffin at all. Georgia, like I said, lost to them last year. I think Georgia has had this on their board highlighted, said, yeah, we got to beat these guys. We got to go at these guys. I think Kirby's going to have these guys ready. I think Georgia's going to win. I think they're going to cover. I think they're going to win by 10. I'll go like 24-14 situation right there. Yeah, no doubt.
I agree with you partially. I think Georgia wins, but I don't think that they cover. I think they win by just 7 instead of 7.5. Um, this will be a close game in my opinion. Georgia does not have a top 50 offense, believe it or not. But they're on the cusp. It's 51. So, I mean, we're splitting hairs. But
Mm.
that's still a little bit surprising. They only scored 20 on Auburn. For reference, OU scored 24 with a worse ranked offense. And they have a top 30 defense, but it's not like the top 20 that you're used to from Georgia. Like they are a very beatable team. They've already lost to Alabama, and Ty Simpson just had his way in that game. Obviously, he got a lot closer in the second half, just with the way things ended there. That was a great game too. But um, for Ole Miss, they have the number 5 ranked offense, but they only scored 24 points on the 56th ranked defense out of Washington State last week, 24-21. Washington State had 345 yards of offense on Ole Miss. Maybe it was a letdown game. Maybe they're looking ahead to Georgia. That's all a possibility. But Washington State threw for 218 and ran for 130. And Ole Miss lost the turnover battle. So if you come out and you play exactly like you did last Saturday, Georgia's going to beat your head into the ground and make you like it. But I
Yeah,
just think Georgia's too tough. I think they're too tough in this game.
and their quarterback Trinidad, he hasn't played in an environment like Georgia. They played some big games against big
Well,
teams, but they were at home.
was that
You know,
LSU game? Was that in Oxford or was that
yeah,
in
it
Baton Rouge?
was in Oxford. So Oxford. Yeah, it was in Oxford. So his only away game he's played was in Lexington, Kentucky, and they won 30-23. And I don't know if he was actually the quarterback then.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss is about to lose back-to-back games to Georgia and Oklahoma next week, but we'll see. We'll get to that next week. But I just think Georgia is too tough. They're going to put Ole Miss in a box. Give
Yeah,
me the dogs
Trinidad.
to win. The dogs will win, but they're not going to cover. 24-17. I've got the dogs. The Mean Machine and the red and black. All right, we're going to move over to game number 3 out of 5. The number 11th ranked Tennessee Vols, who are 5-1 with a loss to the Georgia Bulldogs, they're on the road at Bryant Denny, taking on a 6th ranked Bama team who's 5-1 and and favored by 8.5. Who do you think is going to win, and tell me why?
Yeah, I'm going Bama. This is a rivalry game that has really gotten hot recently. It used to not be as hot. I think Tennessee's going to go in there with bigger heads than what they should. I think Bama's a damn good team this year. I don't want to say Bama is back to normal, but if they're not back to that normal standard, they're getting very close to it this year. And I think they're going to prove that too this Saturday against Tennessee. This, in my opinion, this would be a big statement win for them into college football, saying, "Hey, we're Bama. This isn't changed. We had an off year last year. We're back. We had an embarrassing loss at the beginning of this year. Got to eat that one on the chin. Now's the
Yeah.
time to prove it that was just a fluke, and I think they will. The they're 8.5 favorites. I think that one's a bit long of a stretch there, but I think Bama comes out 7, 28-21.
I like that. Um, yeah, Tennessee, man, offensively they're good. They've got a top 5 offense. They hit a home run on what was basically an offseason trade with UCLA, getting rid of Nico for Joey Aguilar, which UCLA has been winning games recently, but Aguilar is balling out, man. There's no
Yeah,
doubt in my mind they got the better end of that deal. But here's the thing about the Vols. From 2007 to 2021, they didn't beat Bama a single time. They didn't beat them a single time. But, which is crazy. But now, Tennessee's won 2 of the last 3,
yeah,
including last year in at Neyland Stadium. So I really don't know what to think about this Tennessee team, man. Their defense is bad, bad, bad. Like
very
it's
bad.
so bad that I couldn't even find their rank on the NCAA total defense, like the NCAA website, just because like it didn't pull up teams below, like the 100th ranked. It wouldn't show me for some reason. Couldn't find Tennessee anywhere. They are not good defensively. They have given up 24 points at least in 5 out of the 6 games they've played. They've also given up 30 points 3 times. They squeaked by a terrible Arkansas team 35-31 last week, who, by the way, just fired their head coach. So points are going to be scored, and I think a lot are going to be scored by Bama. But again, Tennessee has a good offense. They just won't be able to keep up. I'm going to change my pick right now in the moment. I had Bama winning 34-28, but I think Bama's going to cover. I've got Bama 34-21. I think it's going to be like a 14-14 game like Bama Vandy was a couple weeks ago, going into half, and then maybe Georgia strikes first in the second, or excuse me, Tennessee strikes first in the second half. But Bama's going to win this game by 2 scores. I've got Bama by 13. They cover. They win 35-21. All righty. I did have some Bama notes that I didn't get into. Yeah, I'll just, there's no point to get into that. So game number 4 of 5, the number 20th ranked University of Southern California Trojans are on the road at Notre Dame. USC is 5-1.
Man,
Notre Dame is 4-2, ranked number 13, and Notre Dame is favored by 8.5 at home
is
right now.
insane, man. That's
I've
crazy.
got some interesting things to say about this, but
That's crazy.
as always, I will defer to you, my man. Give me your pick and tell me why.
Man, I mean, I'm big in Southern Cal, bro. We talked a lot about it earlier. I don't like Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is he a good coach? We don't know. He loses big games. He goes into A&M last year, beats them in College Station. That's great. Then A&M loses later in the. I can't remember who they lost to, but in my opinion, I have to look up exactly that second loss in that home stadium makes that first loss to Notre Dame nothing, man. Notre Dame's trash. They don't play conference schedule for a reason. They think they're above all else. I love their helmets, but their uniforms could be better combo. That blue and gold gets ugly a lot. It gets real ugly. It's all in your face. They want to spit it at you. And they always got this guy on the camera, man. And he can't perform. They're not going to perform. I think Lincoln is a better coach than him. I think he's a better play caller than him. I think Lincoln's
Well,
got more experience in big games than this guy.
to
I
be
like
fair,
Marcus Freeman, but
hey,
he's
to be fair, Marcus Freeman has coached in a national championship game, and he's won playoff games, something Lincoln Riley has not done either one of. So
that's who they play. What was their playoff run? You can the national championship they got.
they beat Georgia. Um, oh God, dude, they beat Georgia. They lost to Ohio State in the national championship game. Obviously, they might have beaten Penn State. No, Penn State lost to, who did Penn State lose to in the playoff? Man, got me looking this up now.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too.
Okay, so Notre Dame, they beat Indiana, Georgia, and Penn State. So, I mean, Georgia, that's nothing to scoff at. Again,
No,
he's won.
the other
He's won
two
three
though.
playoff games. He won 3 playoff games. Lincoln Riley has gone to the playoffs 4 times and has yet to win a game. So,
Point.
I listen. I do think USC is going to win this game, but I just wanted to point that out to what you brought up about the differences in the coaches.
Man, it's
Now,
probably just a bias, and like maybe I don't really hate them that much, but I'm. Excuse me, I hate them that much. That's why I was saying that. But I mean, come on, dude. He's lost every big game this year so far.
yeah,
Um,
that is
I
true. I'll give you that.
and just the whole not wanting to not be in a conference, trying to stand out and gain attention, just rubs me the wrong way. I guess
Yeah.
I just hope they lose every game if they don't. But yeah, I'm taking Southern
All right.
Cal.
Well, give
They're
me the score.
definitely gonna do that. I think it's gonna be like a 35-28 situation.
You're awfully close to my score. You are awfully
Okay.
close, and I'll tell you mine here in a second. But, um, so you got the Trojans? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
I've got the Trojans as well. This is probably the most interesting game to me in our pick'ems, just for a couple of reasons, and that also includes the Tennessee Bama, the Ole Miss Georgia game, and the LSU Vanderbilt game. Um, for this one, like we've already talked about, Notre Dame has absolutely zero business being ranked at all. Nonetheless, in the top freaking 13, they do have the number 21 ranked offense, which is pretty good considering they've played two teams that are ranked in the top 5 in Texas A&M and Miami. Again, I don't know why people keep getting rewarded for losses, but that's just how the committee works. Um, They have a top 20 ranked offense, but their defense is in the back 50s. It's almost 60. Two very different ends of the spectrum there. They've only given up 7 the last 2 weeks, but it was Boise State and NC State. When they played Texas A&M, they gave up 41. When they played Miami, I think they gave up 27, which was better. But man, they also gave up 30 points to Purdue. They beat Purdue 56-30. I'm not giving them props for beating the absolute dog shit out of Arkansas because
Yeah,
that's what they should have done because Arkansas
yeah,
sucks. That's what they should have done.
bad.
So I mean, whatever. I'll give them props for doing that, I guess. But you did what you should have done, and you beat a terrible Arkansas team, like you should have. Now, conversely, USC's defense has not been good. Huge shocker. But it's improved. It's top 60, kind of. It's at 61. To go with another top 5 offense. To be more specific, USC has the number 2 ranked offense in the country. They have scored 30 plus points in every single game, 40 plus points twice, and 50 points one time. Unfortunately, give me the Trojans in this one. Uh, their defense will allow Notre Dame to hang around, and this will be a good game that USC will hold on and win in the end. Give me USC 33-30.
Oh, okay, yeah, three
So
point
there you
win
go.
there.
Hey, Mayava, he's going to be the difference maker. I think in this game, I just think that Notre Dame's not going to have an answer for him. I mean, that kid is good, man. He
Yeah,
is good. So, and again, Lincoln Riley, I mean, in big games, these are games that I mean, he's won big regular season games in the past. I mean, he went 11-3 at his first year at USC with Caleb. I know they lost to Notre Dame in that game, uh, and the Pac-12 championship, and the bowl game to Tulane. But when he was at Oklahoma, the year that we went to the playoff, we beat Ohio State on the road, yeah, in the shoe. So I mean, he knows how to win in tough environments. It's just a
yeah,
matter of I don't know. It's just I think it all comes down to the defense because there's been times, especially at Oklahoma, where if the offense starts slow and the defense doesn't come out with their best game, you can find yourself behind 2 scores very quickly. Like let's say you come out and you go 3-and-out and Notre Dame goes down and scores. You get the ball, you drive down the field, you get a field goal, or maybe you miss a field goal or you don't score, and then let's say Notre Dame goes down and scores again, and just like that, you're down 2 scores. That can
yeah.
happen. Obviously, that can happen to Notre Dame as well. But that's my reasoning as to why I think this game will be close. I think Lincoln will pull it off, and yeah, I think that they win by 3. So we have gone a little bit longer this time, but this is our last game that I don't have as many notes for. But we're going to talk about a Big 12 game. It's the Holy War.
Let's
Number
go.
23, number 23 Utah, who is 5-1 on the road against BYU, number 15, who's undefeated at 6-0. Utah is favored by 3.5, by more than a field goal on the road. Brother, who's going to win and why?
Man, give me the Mormons. I'm a low key Mormon fan of BYU. specifically. No, I like BYU.
Just a
They're
fan of
cool.
Mormons in general, or what?
No, just BYU. I don't. I like these games. It's always good. It's competitive. It's interesting to me to see the dynamic of these guys playing together and the fans of how they are around the stadium because they rock those stadiums and there's no alcohol. You know what I mean? They absolutely go
Yeah, that's
wild.
crazy, man.
Yeah, it's
Great
nuts.
view though, a crazy view at Provo.
Yes,
It's insane, man.
insane view. I mean, I would love to go watch a game there. It's how crazy it is. It's so cool. I think it's gonna be rocking. I think BYU's gonna come out playing good. Quarterback, weird number. He's 91 of 144 this season with 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So not necessarily great per se. He's got 1,200 yards passing, but 600 on the ground with 4 touchdowns. No, wrong guy. Anyways, he's good. He's not great, but I think BYU is going to ultimately come out. They were favored 3.5. I think they cover. I think they win by a touchdown.
You got Utah.
No, BYU.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to get my stuff to load here for the game. So you got BYU. Uh, to so would you got BYU to win the game? So
Yeah, I got
so
BYU to win
obviously,
the
yeah,
game.
they're going to cover. Yeah, obviously they're going
Yeah,
to cover. Yeah, so
yeah.
you've got them to win the game. Um, I am with you, partner. I'm with you. I've got BYU to win this game. Give me your final score again, or did you give one?
No, give me BYU. I want to say I don't know. Put me in the wheelhouse of 28-17.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're awfully damn close to my
yeah,
number two.
28-17.
Um, all right, I've got BYU in this game. I was kind of surprised looking up some of these stats. Utah has a top 25 offense, even with what was a disaster when they played against Texas Tech. They've got the number 24th ranked offense, and they've got a top 20 defense. That's Utah. They play good defense,
Mm-hmm.
but I
All right, welcome back. We had some technical difficulties right there. No big
sorry.
deal.
I I will wear that one. That was on me. Apparently, unplugging your headset crashes the entire podcast. Good to know. Good to know. So, uh, we were at the end of it anyways, and where it's just
Yeah,
all discombobulated now. But I was talking about Utah BYU, the Holy War. You picked BYU to win that game. I'm going to do the same. BYU has a quarterback that wears number 47, and that is awesome.
yeah, it's
Uh,
awesome.
and his name's Bear Bachmeyer. So I don't know. BYU hasn't been tested yet. They've not played a single ranked team up to this point, and they barely beat a mid Colorado team 24-21. But it's in Provo and it's at night. Give me the Cougs. 28-13. I've got the exact same score for BYU, but Utah is not going to score as much. 28-13. I've got the Cougars. So that rounds out our pick'ems and episode number 2 of the quarterback to center exchange. Now we've got some stuff to tell you. Tatum again has been working very hard to get some stuff up and running for all of us, and tell them about it. Tell them where they can find us because we've got other socials now.
Yeah, so again, we're on YouTube. If you're watching this or listening to this, it has to be on YouTube. I'm working on getting on the Spotify. I thought I had the audio ready for the Spotify. Turns out it's just the intro music and nothing else. It's a 56-minute long
Uh,
clip. So I'm working on those first two. The first two episodes of our show and the other show aren't on Spotify. Don't worry, episodes 2 will be on Spotify. We're going to be working on this probably tonight, tomorrow, have this up tomorrow night. NFL show will come out, The Untimed Down will come out on Friday night. So we have some exciting things coming out. We're on TikTok now. Go search us at the Fieldhouse Network on TikTok and on Facebook. We've also started a Facebook going on. Same at the Fieldhouse Network. It's exciting. We have heard a little feedback off of this, and it's been good. It's been, in my
Mostly
opinion,
positive.
yeah, it's been more positive than I thought. We had some comments going on in the chat. Please, if you're listening to this and you don't know us,
Yeah,
find us on the socials, comment on them, comment your opinions.
yeah. If we don't know
Say,
them all, tell
yeah,
us.
tell us we're dumb. Tell us that we literally don't know anything. We love it. DM us on there. Really, you can share the video, quote the
Not
video.
our personals. Just the.
Well, we have our personals. Me and Kobe have a little personal thing going. I think Chase is probably going to start his own little thing going too soon. It's exciting. But just like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
Find us on X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Soon to be Spotify, and the rest sooner or later. Right. But we appreciate you guys listening. Um, Again, I'm your center, Tatum Cookie. Right.
Hmm.
And
I'm
this is
Chase, the
quarterback.
quarterback to center exchange. We got we
yeah,
gotta we gotta goof
yeah,
that. That's all right. We're getting better.
we go. We
I'm your
good.
I I'm your quarterback. This is your
I'm
center
your
as well. So
yes. There we go. We're killing. Hook 'em. You see the flag. Hook 'em horns. We're gonna take
hey,
Lexington on this weekend.
Boomer baby, got to get a big win in Columbia this weekend, and we'll talk about it either way, however things go on Saturday. But once again, for myself and Tatum, this has been another episode of the Quarterback to Center Exchange.
Hook 'em.